Okay, and now we're live.
Yeah, now live, I think.
Hello and welcome to this discussion.
Yep. You two on the roll. I'm Terry Swagger. Being my guest.
Hey, you know who I am.
Yep. Pikashades. And we're going to talk about the Invincible Season 3. Now, why did 2 actually only? Well, because I tried to get everyone to join it, but no one else is coming. So, everybody be, and probably the only good time that if you could join me. So, that's it. It'll come up. So, yeah. Sorry the long delay, but shit happens. So, yeah. Anyway, where should we start?
Let's go. Well, how about we try go through this episode by episode, talk about what happened there, and then focus and then speak about it all in general, how it was as a whole.
Okay.
So first of all, the whole thing started with the Mark being trained with his powers, and then Rex after having with his survival, and hey Tristan, and Rex being brought back to the back to the entire thing, and the whole thing with the Declaration of Independence, which just saying that that automatically reminds you of the National Treasure movie with Nicolas Cage. That whole movie is a meme, basically by just one sentence. And then the whole thing about the multiple incident, and then Multicate being revealed that she's still alive. And
they showed in Season 2.
Yeah, we saw that at the end of Season 2, but now it was revealed to everyone in story that she's still alive.
Yeah. With the way the premiere started, I think we got 3 episodes instead of 1. Similar to what kind of like Dano did with it's first 2 episodes. Yeah, we got you're not laughing now. Deal with the devil, and you want your cousin, right? Which is kid on the way. Which okay. These first 2 episodes were very good. I go to the premiere of Invincible Season 3 because if we had to wait like basically a month for one episode, week for one episode, that would not be enough. So I'm glad they got the rest of Season 2 because this guy is behind the scenes stuff.
That whole thing. The whole thing about the Season 2 with how there was a gap between episodes that really killed the momentum and made it all. The rest of the episodes came up already. I completely missed that. Or I think some people missed it.
Yeah. Trying to load. That's dumb. They split actually the season into 2 parts. Not a bad idea because why?
Yeah, but at least this one they didn't. They actually kept the momentum of, and actually made it easier for some people like me to marathon through them.
I can understand that. We'll get to him later because this guy is very important with Angel Levy, but I do want to tell that crossover. I love that crossover in the comics, and I'm very happy we got in the show.
Yeah, that was a thing that happened in the last season. But we're talking about the Season 3, not Season 2.
Yeah, this Season 2. We'll get to him later, but he does show up in Season 3.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just.
But
let's stick to talking about Season 3 now, since that's what the stream is supposed to be about.
Yeah, Season 3. Yep. Okay. What the? Yeah. First episode deal with Mark Eichmann getting stronger and training himself in order to fight the Vulturites. And deal with Multipole, who, if you don't know Multipole is, he's the brother to
Multicate.
And to make that story short and sweet, it betting about the Independence, which they do show in the comics, which I don't know what to do with it, but to say it done about.
There was that whole dog seismic thing with all the heroes were being captured. That led to the revelation that Reanimator with D.A. Sinclair and Night Boy, or the new Darkwing, was basically being put into. You could say that their version of Suicide Squad service.
Kind of, yeah.
And that is actually something that Cecil could have avoided a lot of trouble with Mark if he had just pitched the work that they are doing, that the new Darkwing 2 and the Reaniman are doing as that it's their punishment is to work serving him. He's not working with them, he is making them work for him.
Yep. Oh yeah, if you don't know this guy, that's Savage Dragon. He's not Image character.
Yeah.
Long story.
I don't think he was in the...
No, he wasn't in the show. Because
and neither was Spawn.
Neither was Spawn, which makes sense because of white issues. Well, okay, Kirkman tried to get Alex Evans kid in Invincible War, but that didn't happen because they went out of time, I think. I could probably find an article about that.
Yeah. Still, it's kind of... that could have happened. You could have just... Okay, that leads to the second...
How much longer? Yes, ban the water void blow. Should get ban. Oh my god! What for my side? More fine tuned journey. Ban the season. Standing on screen. Yeah, we'll see this for later. Like I said before.
Yo, hey, can we?
Yes. Sorry.
Don't not jump too much in anything else.
Sorry. I'll try to find the article, but I can't find it.
We don't need to look at the article about something. We're just talking about how the story is and not pause it to look up something else.
Yeah. Okay. Continue.
Yeah. Okay. So Mark ends up. Well, yeah. This conversation happens, and Cecil could have just explain that he's making D.A. Sinclair and the second Darkwing work for him. That he's not working with them; he is making them work for him as their punishment. And sure, they can still have technology and know-how that they can use. So it's not that he's just letting them walk in free. It's easier to explain with Suicide Squad terms, but they're not doing it. It's like they need to have this conflict here, and it was a conflict here in the comic as well.
Yep, like not for them, it's about like from you, Mike, you.
That's something that they changed.
Which I'm glad they did. That line felt better than this. But I'm surprised that's just boring. That didn't happen. But Angela Lee an accident. Came to work with people. This isn't right. And that makes him my enemy.
Yeah. Well, the backstory that they actually showed in the opening of the second episode, was that? I don't remember. Was that in the comic or was that something new that they made up?
I think it was in the comic as well.
I don't remember it.
Neither do I. Yeah, here it is. Ta-da!
Perkele, Joni onkin. Yeah. Yeah. They had those backup stories that were like at the end of the issue where it was shown. But yeah, they changed the design to match up with what he looked like in the show, and this is the completely like a different kind of version. Those two, those two were in the show, but Cecil himself looks noticeably different in the comic than how he was there.
Yeah, he got burned. But actually, my Pokemon fought better because I'm a brutal. And honestly, I kind of like this version, not the comic.
Wait, hold on. Is that guy Cecil or is that other guy Cecil?
No, the other guy got burned as Cecil. Yeah, that's him. That's Cecil.
Okay. So they changed it. So it's the same story, but they changed a few things. They rewrote this backup story.
Yeah, like this guy apparently he's way cheaper in Invincible War. The actual
I thought for a moment that was going to be Cecil, but it wasn't Cecil.
No, it wasn't Cecil. It was him.
Yeah, but it makes better that he was the agent who rushed in and made some calls. In this original version, he was a victim of the other agents' mistakes and other things.
Yeah. Also, because in the show, he actually meet with his boss, Radford, I think. I forget his name. I don't remember. He was in the Adam East special.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happening also in the show with the Wizard Reed. I didn't do a scene discussion, so if you don't know about that might be a Captain Man ripoff villains. But it's similar society, but more brutal.
Oh.
I think.
Joshua.
Oh! Hey, Josh. Yep, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi.
Long time no see.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Damn time flies.
And there are flies.
Anyway, what you got?
Yeah, this was a scene from that they adapted somewhat well.
Yeah. My God. Well, now what they made think of? Yeah, bam. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, the flashback made proper sense to be actually so that Cecil used to be like Mark. He had the same mentality and same values, but he was then he then grew out of them. So
Yeah.
he can see Mark as the same as he was to also, and but he doesn't have the time to wait for Mark to grow up, and he he doesn't want there to be a huge catastrophe that costs too many people's lives for Mark to grow up into the same mindset as he is.
Yeah. By the way, the guy in the their show, but in the flashback TV show, they're not in the flashback.
Yeah, they were just in the Atom Eve one.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't Omni-Man, which we'll get to him later. But, oh yeah, Chuck, I want to ask, what's your opinion of Member Season 3? I completely forgot.
Now, I'm someone who has not read the Invincible comics. I'm judging this show as someone watching an adaptation of it. I did like the first 2 seasons, and I liked the Adam Eve special, but this season is my favorite of the seasons so far.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well,
Maybe I just mostly use the comic as visual aids, so since you can show the show's video footage.
What happens? Yeah, because if I show footage, this thing will get taken down 2 seconds. Because due to reasons. But I'm also trying to be careful with playing the comic and also I don't know, it's BS, it doesn't matter. But yeah, but again, in the flashback, we do see Omni-Man talk to Cecil. They're going to help them Chuck towards the curse, which I don't think that's what he says in the show. I don't remember. I'm going to remember here. And Omni-Man said, "I speak to you well. I came to protect the planet."
That was pretty much the same. That was what happened in the show.
Yep. So what on people clean up. Yep. Well, yeah. Miami content highway can turn truthfulness. We could turn truthfulness in any lying. Yep. And I see the answer thing that's something in conclusion, which I think that's the same thing. Right.
They knew that Nolan was lying to them, but they just okay, let's play poker and see who falls first.
I mean, they were themselves. It meant to say they were a plant, and people write up my job. That's what I do. I kind of like the other thing better when he said like we good guys, or we guys who can save the world. We can't.
That's maybe something of a wording idea that Kirkman and the other or someone else that Kirkman worked with that they probably wrote in when the show was in production. Like they went through it and thought, okay, maybe this sounds better if it said like this instead of how it was originally like this.
Yeah. Which is why I respect Kirkman. Kirkman understands his story and did that kind of way to redo the story, but do it better. In my opinion, a better improvement. Not just me. Oh, John, question. What's your opinion on the first 3 episodes of Season 3? One answer about that.
The first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
So the first 3 episodes, I will say it definitely was taking its time with the first 3 episodes, but the way they would choose to go about it, especially telling us more about Cecil, and then after the aftermath of season 2, where Mark did kill the villain in the last
Yeah.
season,
Ancient Levy.
yeah, Angstrom, and you seeing how Cecil reacts to that. I thought that was actually very well done. You could tell that the writers definitely did stick closely to what was written on the page while also changing things that were
Hmm.
necessary here. I was also really enjoying a lot more in terms of Mark's family as well. How Debbie is going through her situation with Oliver, how the rest of the team members are starting to enjoy each other's presence, but also they know what Mark has done.
Yeah.
I did like the fact that as much as I don't like the character of Cecil, I do like the fact that we did get some backstory on him, which I thought was actually very good. Also cool to see
Rex.
see Rex and the robot and all those other characters getting the chance to always get their time to shine. And also, I really enjoyed a lot of moments there. Also with Adam Eve and her parents, even though I'm just gonna say it right now, ever since I first started Invincible with the Adam Eve special, I cannot stand these parents,
Same.
and because they're just so oblivion and just so mean to her, which she agreed. If I stay here, I'm not gonna use my powers, but y'all need to start doing better, treat me right. We'll get to it with her and Mark when we talk about season 4. I mean, episode 4. But
Yeah.
they start setting up the little hints with Mark and Eve, which I'll say I like them more as a couple than I do him and Amber. Not that
Same.
Amber and Mark were bad. It's just the the complications didn't really work out. But I will
Yeah.
say I do enjoy the acting from Julian Jacobs and Stephen Young, and seeing how they're starting to get a lot more closer. And even Walton Goggins and the rest of the cast in the first 3 episodes really was bringing their A game. And there was some pretty brutal moments so far in those first 3 episodes. So
Yeah. Doing all the
I really was enjoying the first 3 episodes.
same. I love it too. Was it like kid Omni Man? Yeah. That's
Yeah,
adorable. Yep.
Kid Omni Man, he was cool.
Yeah. Which, oh boy, which we'll get to that moment later, but I have a lot to say about that.
Oh, I got a lot to say too.
Mhm. Yep.
Hmm.
I'd like to say, she said a quick show, and I would like to know it that YouTube is reading. So I have no idea. Yep. Yeah, YouTube might be overseeing what I did. Yeah, I agree with Big on that question.
Yeah, that's the best way I could answer that question.
Yeah, I agree with that. That answer makes sense. YouTube done with this system. Yeah. This started involved acting with Cedar and Mark like bringing up. I said, I don't know, work with you again. Like we're done. And honestly, I don't blame him because let's face it, Cecil, she's an asshole. And
Yeah, I
well,
really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that scene too.
Yeah,
yeah,
Cecil is
Cecil
being a
is a bit of
jerk,
an
but at least
ass.
he's as a jerk who has a point with what he does.
yeah, that's true.
Hmm.
It's kind of like Waller, but more
So
extreme.
still, that moment where this falling out happened.
Stay away from Oliver.
Sorry if I'll kill you. Yeah. I'd like to say, but he wasn't really gonna do it. He only said that to get Cedar off his back. Which makes sense. But at the end of episode 3, I think we do see Mark and Eve hooked up. I think. Wait, no, that's the 4. My bad. Yep. It made me so happy. You get my people up Mary Jane. Because all of them going Marvel comics are so fucking stupid. This story after Jimmy.
Don't start talking about the fence post, Devia.
Sorry. But what the saying doing? I'm so pissed off on Marvel now. So dumb. But anyway, my point, you know, I think anything I would see, I mean, might be a couple. Yep. Anyway, so yeah. Now to episode 4. What did
Oh, yeah, 4.
Yeah.
4th episode was the one there.
Oh wait! I forgot. Actually, I fucked up. We forgot to toward the end episode 3. Okay.
Oh yeah, the episode 3 was the one with the those few villains in the opening. Who?
Yeah, the Mall twins.
Yeah, this was basically the last time we saw them.
Yeah. Well, the main thing go on to is short. Too late. We do see Mark get a new costume, the blue black costume, which Kirkman explained that this costume is similar to Spider-Man. The boxer, you know, with the sale, it's more him at the change when you update. And this costume.
Yeah, that's how Robert Kirkman tried to explain it as an allegory or exp to that part of Spider-Man's timeline.
Yeah. Yeah, and then his parents would. Oh God, I hate this guy so much.
Yeah, I don't know if they're supposed to be parents who were holding their daughter back or wanted what was best for her from their perspective.
They're her adopted parents.
They're adopted in the sense that we know she's not really their child, but as far as they know. They know wrong, but as far as they are aware of, they are her biological parents. As that's what they know.
Yeah, I really know truthfully, and sure that backstory with the blessing. Yeah. Yeah. Make a long story short, we see Oliver and Mark going to prison break to fully be multiple. If you care about him, we'll get him later. But he's in the series. At least in the show. And in the comic version, he didn't do that much anyways. Yeah. Anyway, done.
Well, this is the last we saw Mulder's Oliver ends up killing them.
Yeah, like Invincible.
They pretty much ended up as a what's the best way to say that? Since there are mostly established villains who haven't been shown in private and shown basically like characters on their own. This is pretty much they were shown as sacrificial lions.
Yeah.
So meaning that when Oliver ends up killing them, it's shown as a big deal, not just because Oliver kills them, but also because we had also come to accept them as like recurring villains, and the shock is also that that's it. We're not gonna see these two again.
Yep. Very brutal.
No.
No, he acting more that. Like, except he hit the fade. In the comic, his jaw didn't get destroyed yet, but in the show, that does happen. My bad, more brutal. Yeah.
Oh.
Some people, but the animation bad. Like, shut up. Like, dude, people don't understand. I don't get it, people. Like, that's just frustrating me. That's not
it's frustrating when people say animation is only for kids. It's really not.
It's not.
It's mostly that what you can do with animation, what you can't do with real life.
Yeah. Which is why I don't think a movie is a good idea. That's not gonna work. I know Kevin wants to make a movie. I get it, but
it's not gonna do a movie for maybe out of spite.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bad idea. And I don't want a repeat of other bad adaptations. I hate that movie. That movie was so bad. It made my worst rate 2.24.
Okay, what happened next?
Well, yeah, and I messed up the time here. Because episode 2, we see at the midway enemy ready hook up. My bad.
Yeah, they hooked up, and then there's the Levy's spy
And
cameras.
Levy,
Yeah,
which he showed up
Just
at
when
the
we
end.
thought Armstrong was dead, he's
He's alive.
he's
yeah.
just
I
back
don't know
again.
if that, I don't know how that went up because it was maybe a shocking to show that he's still alive, but whereas in the it's revealed later in a flashback that he survived the beating. It just
Which
took him a
is
little longer to get back
in
up.
episode 7, which we'll get that later.
Mhm.
Yeah. To basically make a long story short, Mark stopped the missile. We get a call. He's badass. All the punches won the Mars went in the face. Yeah, the great little, and well, he dies. Yep. And then that's what happens when you're a bad guy. I say instead of this line said that when you're a bad guy. Yep. And then bam. Mhm.
Yeah, that's clearly murder because not to mention that it's not just a murder, but it's actually also a war crime. Because
Yep.
executing someone who surrenders, that is a war crime.
But to be fair, he's a kid, so he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, but
So
well, innocence is not the same as ignorance. He can be told and he can feel bad about it, but
yeah,
still.
like I told you I wanted to stay out of my life, leave me my parent alone. And well, you got the always say we don't kill. Like you just kill that guy, you broke my arm. That was an accident. Wait, I think the dialogue would change. They changed the dialogue for the show.
They should just make it explain what's the difference between kill and murder.
Yeah. Which is fine, like you sound just like that. You know? Right? So why that bad? Why so long? To know you said makes sense to you. That part of the Comic 9 show, they changed it. I'm glad they changed it. It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Anyways, at the end of episode 3, Mark and Eve, they do hook up on me, which they changed to Silver Hill, and then we see Eve out alive.
Mhm.
And they got to change a lot of the events from the counter show. I'm glad they did. It can make sense, make the story a lot more connected.
Mhm.
Yep.
Then
And
comes episode 4.
episode 4. Yeah. Let's get the
Mhm.
shit.
Who were my hero?
Mm-hmm.
Which this was my favorite episode of the season until we'll get to it later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the time travel guys, right?
Yeah, time
Mm.
travel with the
Mhm.
Immortal, the Declaration of Independence return thing, and I remember when I first read this in the comic, it's kind of like Mark was just brought there. They extended this part a little more in the episode.
Yeah, they did.
Mhm.
Because I remember it just he went to the future, he talked, he was brought to face Immortal, they talked, he killed him, and then it was more of a euthanization than murderous killing.
Yeah. Okay, my great is you. You're the king. Yep. Small much more than when I last saw you. You're not sick. Or you're about to find a cure.
Yeah, that's something that comes to
Yeah.
later in the series.
That's a way in the series which I do want I want to talk about in a future discussion because oh, what to say about this foreshadowing because oh boy, things go crazy at the end of the series. I'm excited about that.
I know.
Oh yeah, he mentioned Kate, but
Mm.
he said like I don't remember Kate. I think he said that in the show. I don't remember. Again, I'm gonna remember you. Oh yeah, Josh. What did you feel about the future stuff?
This was actually pretty interesting to see it with you see this character and Invincible talking. I actually thought that was pretty interesting what they were going for there, and I thought it actually works in its favors. And I was just really intrigued watching that. I'm like, they're this show just pretty much does what the fuck it wants. So I was really I like this character, and going into the time traveling aspect, which does interfere with the first dates.
Yeah,
I thought that was very well written and very well acted and directed. Very, and from looking at the panels, they really did get it right. And he said,
indeed.
just stop and threatening him with stuff like Eve and such. I'm like, this, and the way the brutality just go about it, I'm like, well,
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
yeah, echoed Quady.
Mm.
Yeah, and I get one chance. We're gonna be flying about life. I have to die. I think they changed different dialogue. I don't remember. Like,
Maybe it was.
me, I think they changed like and me, please, like stop, and then bam. I don't think he said shut up. I don't think he said that in the show. Who knows? But honestly, I like the change better because the dialogue is far better in the show, because it makes all my sense, and it's far better, more natural. Like yeah, he said when he went bad, he was a good man, he could tend but care about people. I think he lived too long to go exactly what connected to the human race.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and so he wanted to go home. And oh yeah, there was a funny gag I completely missed, and the gag that is funny. I'm glad they had to do that for this gag in the
Yeah,
show.
that was
Yeah,
hilarious.
Yeah, that,
I thought it was
yeah, like where the clothes, yeah, just hold to give, yeah, like, yeah.
funny. And that's funny. Yep. But anyway, they extended the dialogue what we said before, and actually from the actual show, which they changed a lot of it. I'm glad they did because it made a lot more sense, and it felt a lot more natural in the show. The comic is good. I
Mhm.
like the comic, but I count the show a little better because it's a lot more organic.
Yeah, sometimes you have to make changes for an adaptation in order for it to work. So I
Yeah,
was
and
okay with some of the stuff they changed here, but I
Same.
with
really
what time
enjoyed
they can
seeing,
still show.
really enjoyed this moment in episode 4. Is like I said, finally, after 2 seasons of setting this up, finally we get to see Mark and Eve finally gets to embrace their love for each other, and them just flying in the sky, and then there's and then you seeing, and then they do show the moments they spent together from the first season to season 2, and that, and then he confesses to Eve that he loves they and that he loves her, and then she says, "I love you," and I'm
I
like,
love you. Yep.
that was when I saw that, I'm like, I was like, thank you, and then I was like, that was cool. Then you do see them go to his house, and
Yeah,
then
Yep.
she, which that was,
Mhm.
that was also pretty funny, where she uses her
Yeah.
powers, and then they do have their little moment, and then they
yeah.
go. We do go back to that when his mom is knocking on the door, which
Yeah,
that
it's
was
funny.
hilarious.
Mhm.
Well, I'm like, he was almost about to get caught. I'm like, and then
Yep.
she's like, I do hear a noise, and then I'm like, there's a part of moments that be the
Yeah,
credit
that's
scene
hilarious.
was also really cool, which it was great to see Omni Man and
Yeah.
and the alien
Yeah,
out,
all.
which I this credit scene, I was like, yes, where have they been?
Yep. And we got recap at the end. And now, GPO, we go back to what do lockdown, but not out. We have the other from that coming, so anyway. Yep. Yep. So to return to open to get young Mark versions from we're going to privacy. What to take the dial from the
Which
actual
that
country
actually worked
from the
with
actual
the
show.
narrator's voice.
That
That.
was so
I
funny.
like that is hilarious.
It's so funny. Because I had a plan. Yep.
Not sure about the whole way how this
And
on that sense.
and this moment
Mhm.
with Alan and Omni Man, this whoa, like
Yep.
there's been
I,
a lot of brutality here, but between this and the episode that we're gonna get to once we get to the 2-part finale, oh, it's like they just keep upping the brutality and
yeah.
with each episode. It's like this show, and I'm glad this show does not hold back.
Yeah, it's so funny. Oh yeah, the whole execution stuff. It's so funny. Like it's so like made me laugh because you're a big way to kill me. Yep. It didn't work. Like, well, that sucked. Like it's so funny. Like
Mhm.
I love these two. They're such retainers. Yep.
Yeah, it's a dynamic that's probably done.
Yeah. Honestly, in my opinion, I think the show does it better. The comedy is good. It's still good. Don't get me wrong. I don't show material, but I kind of like it takes a while for them to become friends, so they were friends because it
Yeah.
potential. Took me to do I doing long.
It's basically one of those like situation in war where you need to where you have where you can only fight alongside it. You basically become brothers in arms, and
Yeah.
that is another synonym for Fire Force friends.
Yep. And that was great. Wait, Battle Beast! Yay! I love Battle Beast. He's so cool.
Yeah, who was that?
If you don't know who this guy is, he's in season 1. Long story. But he's an awesome character. I love him so he's so funny.
Hmm.
And he's so funny. Yep. But again, if you want back to about him, he's been a guy who wants to fight things, who's stronger than him, and that's what it is. That's all you know of him. Yep. Yeah, the execution of no one happens, but unlike the comic version, generally they don't show up with the white cell yet. They basically take one of the other bad guys and they slam them at into the cell. Yep.
Hmm.
And this part didn't happen in the show. Iron Man freed himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that change. That's the one badass because he
Yeah.
Iron Man kick ass. Yeah. And then it's just both of them have to like break out. Yep. Okay, yeah, we can survive. Can we get into what? The bam! And they all get like put into space.
Hmm.
Yep. Yep, and then all Iron Man and Iron Man like do this. Bam! I
Yeah.
love that so much.
The only way how to properly kill a Viltrumite is basically just the same way you have to try to kill a zombie. Remove the head or destroy the brain.
Yep. Or they are Saiyan from Dragon Ball. Because the thing about the Viltrumite are kind of like the Saiyans from DBZ. Kind of, sort of.
It's basically easy to say that they're like that. The Viltrumites are basically like Saiyans who were never enslaved by Frieza or learned how to use ki the same way how basically in that way how Master Roshi taught Goku and Krillin. And the original Gohan, after whom Goku's son is named after.
Yeah, his grandpa.
Grandpa Gohan.
Well, Josh, what depends on Omni Man and Alien bringing out prison?
I thought that sequence was pretty fun. Seeing them break out of prison, it's an entertaining action set piece, and you're seeing Alan and Mark's dad getting to
Omni Man.
Yeah, Omni
and
Man
here's the
getting to
revelation that there are only 50 pure-blooded Viltrumites left.
getting
Less
the
than
fight,
50.
and also seeing the revelation of what's going on. I think that's how. And also hearing that he misses his wife.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a very good moment.
Yeah, that's so cool. And honestly, unlike the comic version, Debbie, they give Debbie far more characterization, way more in the show, way more than the comic itself.
That's also what I really enjoyed when it comes to the writing of the show. they're able to give a lot of these characters a lot more depth than they
It's
do in
basically one of
comics,
those.
which
I'm so sorry.
I haven't read the comic, but Debbie definitely got a lot more to do.
It's
Yeah,
basically in some ways you say you could.
This was hilarious.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah,
Why the door locked?
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. It's-
That's so funny.
You could maybe take it to see that the show is basically like a take-two rewrite. Like
Yeah.
it's the same story as it was was the first time, but it's given some notches and rewrites and different edits.
Mhm.
Yeah, and far more expand upon the story and made it a lot more,
Yeah,
more intense.
yeah,
And a lot more,
yeah.
complex.
It's like a good example of a take-two rewrite.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I may have to high by that. But by all done see evil more, the dress, I think that didn't happen.
Mhm.
But they changed the show, which is good. Yep.
Mhm.
Can't even show you when it's all. Yep. Oh yeah, that
This was cut.
this was cut.
Ah.
Yeah. If you don't know who this is Amber.
Yeah,
Long story. They changed Betty away from the show to come. And honestly, look, we all knew this was never gonna last. It never got good. And honestly, it doesn't matter. I'm fine to change.
it's the whole reason why Amber existed like as Mark's first girlfriend was mostly to maybe give him some relationship experience on before getting to Eve with Eve.
Yeah.
Because it's mostly the whole thing like okay, to use Spider-Man as a comparison. Before marrying Mary Jane, Peter had how many other girlfriends? There was Betty,
Yeah.
there was Liz, there was Gwen, and somewhere in the middle there was also Black Cat, and then eventually Mary Jane. It's mostly because Mary Jane was the last one at the down the line after he had so many other girlfriends and basically and Mary Jane, she also dated other people. She was also Harry's girlfriend at one point.
That's true, yeah.
In the end, they were the only ones left out there. So they pretty much went for that.
And for some reason, more come to bring me back from the dead again. Why?
Yeah, sorry that sorry, I wasn't trying to pull this into that conversation into that side. But the whole point I was trying to say is that the relationship was built with them being built as characters first through other experiences and showing them they had a life outside of a relationship to each other, so that when they were put together eventually, that's when it actually became a good relationship, because it was the end game, the final relationship that it was supposed to be. But then story kept going and going and going and going, and now it's at the point where we are right now.
Yeah, it's so bullshit. But more, I told you, it's so stupid. Like I know you're going to be discussing, but this does actually.
If Spider-Man wasn't a popular character making money for Marvel and Disney at this point, they would have retired the character and created someone else as a torchbearer for that sense. How many manga series that Japanese have done where there's a shonen protagonist? Because Spider-Man was pretty much like a shonen protagonist in the early Stan Lee, Steve Ditko run.
Agreed.
Yeah, so when his story came to a close, where he married Mary Jane, that is where Spider-Man's saga should have ended as well. But they just kept money, cash cow.
Yeah. Instead of doing the smart thing, say, I don't know, let Peter retire, let them have that dog. Actually, my favorite character, Spider-Man, yes. He said, "We're not gonna do that."
Yeah, that's probably how they could have done. That would have made it a little easier. But we are getting out of the original topic back to Invincible. Now back to Invincible.
Yeah, but the bigger longer story this thing, it's garbage, and the less they want, the better. But anyways,
back to Invincible.
As far as the Amber stuff is concerned, it doesn't matter. This stuff was cut, so honestly, you can say.
Yeah, there was a whole prison thing.
Yeah.
Multiple and Titan and who was the other guy? Liu.
Wait. You mean at the Eve's not Eve shit. Mark's boyfriend.
No, the whole thing about the Titan being blackmailed into getting multiple out of prison.
Oh yeah, Titan. Yeah, Titan. Yeah, but before we get to that, Mark does discover that the orb it explodes.
Oh yeah, that happened also. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that happened. That didn't happen in this episode? It happened in the episode after it.
I think it happened in episode 3, I think.
No, wait, it did happen here.
Yeah, episode
no, wait,
4.
Wait, you're right. It did happen. Mark found it. He took it to Robot. Robot went through it, said that they have resources. Then he went to confront Cecil, and Cecil said, that's not ours.
Yep. I don't. Well, I'm going to ask you for a favor. Yeah, if you don't know about the favor stuff, that's in the Haven show. They cut that out because it was a second Wolf Band. Wolf Band, either way, we don't even know about him. So yeah, this part didn't happen. Yep. So the Wolf Band stuff didn't happen. We just skip on that. It's pointless. It doesn't matter. Yep. This didn't happen either. So none of this happens. Honestly, at Invincible 11 see Wolfman crossover, it wouldn't matter. It didn't affect the main story. Or John, what's your opinion on this subplot we get to see?
Honestly, I'm okay with them taking certain subplots out to make the show and the season flow a lot more.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because you keeping those in would just kind of slow down the momentum of the season.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be as strong.
Yeah. But honestly, how much fights Immortal, Darkwing, Duplicate, and
Samson.
I don't remember.
Black Samson and
Shapesmith.
Shapesmith.
That wouldn't work because it would just seem like why are they fighting? That's just dumb. I don't like that. It would be stupid. So I'm glad they cut this out. It would be a cute story, but it wouldn't affect it in the long run. It didn't matter. Yep. Like I love to cover some of the image. Yep. But yeah. But the episode 4.
And then Kate comes to this is they set up the whole Invincible Inc. so that Mark could be basically the paid protection agency for the prison.
Yeah. With involved them at the prison break. I don't know what this. I don't know. I just want to know what it is. Doesn't matter. This didn't happen. We don't get to see this. We see Darkwing stuff, enemy stuff.
Yeah, the Sequids that's still being built up.
Just set up for scene 4, which we'll see that for later.
Yeah, that was set up in the previous season, and yeah, it's on hold, waiting for when it eventually happens.
It's set for the final episode, which we'll talk about that later.
And there comes the Invincible War.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyways,
Maybe you could just use the wiki.
Okay.
Or wait, before Invincible War, there was the multiplex.
Well, yeah, there's multiple. Yeah.
Not like the Powerplex.
Oh yeah, Powerplex. Can we forget about that? Yeah, that's episode 6, I think. Episode 5.
The 6. All I can say is I'm sorry.
Yeah, episode 6 is when Powerplex showed up.
Yeah, episode 5 that was Machine Head and Titan.
Yeah,
which,
with the guy who could turn into a dragon.
Yeah, about him. Yeah, they changed a lot of that stuff from the show to the comic. Which
streamlining also how it gets from A to B and B to C and so on and so on.
Yeah, because apparently the Titan stuff I think happened at this point. I think with the lock on stuff. Yeah. It happened right here.
Joo.
Yeah, I have right here with Titan. That's episode 5. Yeah. By the way, in the comics, he's gonna have a family. So if the one what went on with that, they're saying it for the show. Which I'm glad that they can make the entire about character development.
Yeah, I will absolutely agree. That was a good change.
Because honestly,
family adds sympathy points to you.
Yeah.
Your character.
The comic he doesn't really do that much. He just shows up, gets beaten up by the dragon guy, and that's and multiple gets free, but not from the dragon. He freed himself. With a very brutal, like the way he does it is super brutal. Like what? He killed entire clones. Like see that dog.
That actually makes you another point. How sentient are those clones?
I have no idea.
Are they like Me-Seeks that just wait for to be disintegrated or killed in a way that they...
Yeah, honestly, in general, actually, like it's very brutal the way he does it. It's such a brutal way he breaks out. Because he really one guy I put in, and then you go duplicate, and well, he sent a message to her that she's out. If you're talking about the older stuff about these guys, apparently there's some another comic called Guardian of the Globe. No, they had their own comic. I looked it up. Hang on, you know what? Find it. Here it is. Ta-da.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the comment they volume 1. I know it.
That's pretty cool.
Wonder how long that lasted. Yeah, but not back to the main thing.
That's the main thing. Yep. So the multiple escapes. Machine Head takes over the order after the old man basically dies in Crusader March. But
because they were showed in the before the episode ended that he could still be revived after it.
Yep. And basically, Adam and Mark they still be a couple. I mean, happy, and over at the I think over say go to Mark. I don't remember. And Adam and Gina take control of order, Grantai autonomy, and where who survived.
Oh, Liu survived.
Yep.
Now the Powerplex.
Yeah, Powerplex. Which, okay, Powerplex. Where do we even begin?
Holy crap with Powerplex. First off, Aaron Paul, that is a good choice. It's kind of feel like a Breaking Bad reunion here.
Yeah.
With some of these. But Aaron Paul, I was really liking Powerplex. His story with the situation with him and also the situation with his wife, and then also the little fight that he had with Invincible. I'm like, Powerplex is not to be played with. I was like, whoa. Just when you think the season just not stop with any of the surprises, this just wow. That was just. And also very cool power and costume as well. And you really do feel bad from Powerplex in terms of his family.
Yeah. Because honestly, both of them are at fault. It's their fault in general that they got killed. Which we'll get that later. I would like to say about that because God, this is brutal and very sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Also, we also got flashback to Powerplex, but before he lost everything with his niece, I think we just
yeah,
see
sister and niece.
Invincible.
Yeah,
And
which I did think the flashbacks worked for what we got here.
yeah, because I feel bad for him. He tried to put private channels. He tried to get justice for all these people, and like, dude, I get, you lost loved ones, and this is was fucked. But it wasn't for both. Even the ratings, they like, Invincible was trying to stop Omni Man. Like he tried to say the point, and he said, like, fuck.
Let's just go with Powerplex being a damaged person who would have needed a better therapist than the
Yeah,
than what his
he was
wife
pretty
did.
pretty damaged.
Yeah, you were
But
damaged.
I felt you can't help but feel bad for him because he's gone through a lot, but also he was just trying to do right, but a lot of heavy shit has happened to him.
Yeah, he went through a lot of shit. He tried to get Invincible to attack him, but no, Shishman comes out ready to try to stop the situation. It
You
blows
think
up in the face.
if Mark had actually shown up as Invincible there, do you think they could have had a peaceful conversation, or would Powerplex have just flipped out anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait and tell me what if you got found them. Yeah, they changed a lot of stuff from the comics to show, which I'm glad they did because Funky makes a lot more bold part of that here, not himself,
And it makes it flow a lot better too.
and a lot more organic and a lot more like sad depressing.
But that hit me pretty hard. I'm like, damn, I know you're a villain, but I'm actually feeling bad for you.
Same. Yep.
Yeah.
This stuff didn't happen in the show. They changed it, which I'm glad they did because much I should have gone to go with I know I don't really give a damn about that. So they changed the hero stuff.
It's also even the comic. It looks like it's like he doesn't see the point of doing that. It's his wife is just pushing him into it.
Yeah, because in the show, actually, it's more him doing it than after him wife. Yep. Okay, okay, it would need about Jack too. Yeah, wait, both him and her, they both agreed to the plan. With that plan,
What were they?
That did not go as planned. That's where you fucked up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, monster. Yeah, yep. And
What was the wife expect? How was the wife expecting this to go?
How did you expect this to go? For everything you have done, for all the pain you've caused, die.
Yep.
I'm like,
die.
oh my god.
Oh, yeah, that happens.
I was
like how? What were they expecting to happen with this part? What was he expecting? What was his wife expecting to happen at this part? What do you think were the last final thoughts that went through his wife's mind right before this happened?
Maybe she's like, yeah, he's doing it. He's burning the Kevin, but oh, wait, no, then that's my thought process. That's what I'm thinking. I think if she's thinking in her head, I think I could be wrong, but that's how I interpret it. But God, that's brutal. Yeah, you made me do this. You made my belly. Yeah.
You did that yourself, Powerplex.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Last time I said kind of like dad because you have to die. Yep. I got my energy done. Stop.
Even when he eventually comes to accept that that those people who died after him because of him, that's just
And he's like, shut up. I agree to the only time you can talk to. I don't want anything to say. My weapon shot is dead because of you. And give me an idea. I need to escape. And when that happens, I'll find you and I'm going to kill you. Yep. And that ends the episode.
That was a great conversation there.
Yeah. Which sets up the eventual War 2 episode 7.
Yeah, how we get to that?
Episode 6 is one of my favorite episodes in that season. I love episode 6 because John is signed to play brutal, but I think I know he's the one who messed everything up. It's all his fault, not Mark's fault. Like, what do you expect to
Yeah,
happen?
yeah. What the frick did you think was gonna
It's the
happen
whole
when you
thing
did
that,
this plan?
that it's never your own fault. It's everyone else's fault, and
And that's the
I don't know if it's a
problem.
trope or if it's a writing or a writing tool or something of a it can work, but it needs to be balanced enough that it comes across it works well, and just that he's mentally unstable and able in the morning and clearly gaslit by his wife.
Yeah, and the baby I didn't do anything on it. The son got quite damage. Like, that wasn't the son's fault. In fact, apparently in the Congress, and apparently the kid, I think, is 6 or 5, according to the artwork. I could be wrong about that. I don't know the age. Maybe he's 5 in this. I don't remember. But they can't to have to do a baby, which is fine by me. You know. Anyway, yeah. So episode, the great episode, episode 6, the great story, excited putting, it makes sense, and we go. What? Let's cut that shit. What's just the thing we were talking about? The Invincible War. My favorite crossover.
Oh, this 2-part episode. Oh my god.
Yep.
Damn. That's all I gotta say. Damn. They really pulled no punches with this. Conquest. Oh.
Well, no, that's episode 8.
Yeah,
we're
we'll
gonna
tell you.
episode 7.
But here's the
But
flashback
this
that
is-
explains that
But this
Armstrong
Invincible
Levy
War.
did manage to
Wow.
survive. That he was still alive, but not strong enough to pull himself back up.
Yeah, he got into that dimension right at the mark, said, "Oh God, oh God, oh God," and then he's alive somehow.
Not
How
is
the hell
in
did he
the
survive? Yes, I
maybe
no
not is
idea.
in the private chat.
Oh, hey, Natty. Yep.
Hey everybody, what's up? What's up, guys?
Hello.
What's up? That's wallpaper. That's background.
Thank you.
You too, man.
Thank
Anyway, Natty, what's your opinion on Invincible season 3?
Oh, it's very interesting because I haven't watched the finale yet. I haven't watched it in a long time, so I just catch up with the brief reviews and such from articles and stuff. But what's your thoughts on it? Like,
I love the season. It's a great season. Yep. But we're actually at episode 7, the Invincible War. So,
Yeah.
don't get no spoilers.
yeah, I'm okay. I understand.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. So Benedict and we see Mark go to Benedict at Benedict, you see Angstrom at the get repaired, and to these guys, the technicians. Which, fun fact, see these guys are voiced by G. Brian Baker, who voiced Pinhead. I didn't know
That
about this.
was great.
That was cool because I'm a Hellraiser. Yep.
And then you see all the Invincibles. I'm like,
All the realities from scene 2.
which the
Yeah,
minute
like,
they showed that, I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, like, go! Spread out on the globe. Make them invincible. Make them invincible. And then your tail drop. It's so funny. I love that gag. Yeah. Did they do that gag in episode 6 of Power Plants? That was funny.
The first time I mentioned it, he said he's like, my
Well, Pika, what's your favorite Invincible War?
It happened.
That's it?
Yeah, it more or less it happened. It showcased a lot of things, a lot of stuff, like that the comic shows, and then I don't know if the animation was able to hold up to it all, and actually that one point. The one of those that kills Spawn.
Did he? And that's Spawn survived.
No, that guy he claimed that he killed his own universe Spawn.
Actually, before yeah. Oh yeah, beginning the show we see Spawn. Yeah, this was the thing I didn't show the channel art stuff on the character because again, rights issues. Like if you don't know something characters off in the comic,
Yeah.
don't worry, you don't need to know what the only characters you probably would Spawn and Witchblade.
Yeah, those guys. Yeah.
Well, we see Tech Jacket. Yeah, my favorite characters.
I
Who
would have
Tech
needed to
Jacket?
rewatch this episode, but I was unable to rewatch it.
Yeah. Okay. Tech Jacket is actually another Kirkman character. I was so happy to see him on the show. Made me so happy.
Yeah, Tech Jacket was pretty cool.
Yep. I like this character. He's adorable. Yeah, he's such an awesome character. Bring him kind of like Bubito, but more of an image verse. Like he does play a major factor in Elfkin story arc, which I will say that for scene 4. But what I say, he does factor in the individual series in the future. He did get a comic series. It didn't last long, only had 2 volumes, unfortunately. Because I think individual from Papa and Tech Jacket. But I was happy to see him at the in the show. I like him. He's cool. His story at the is cool as well. It's kind of be a Bubito and Blue Lantern. That's all you know.
Yeah.
Anywho, yeah. Basically, we see Mark at the other Invincible fight, and most Mark is such a psycho murderer. He's insane. Like he's such a monster.
That Mohawk variant actually lives longest, maybe out of all the variants.
He does. And so did the other Invincible, which we'll get to that guy later, because that guy, that was insane. Yeah, I think that's happened, but it happened with the other Invincible, with
You're seeing a lot of these characters are fighting, like Kid Oliver, Omni-Man, Adam Eve. It's like this whole Invisible War. I was just eating this up, seeing this episode. I'm like, the animators, you can tell they really put their all into it.
Yeah, it made me so happy. Yep. Oh yeah, it's one about these characters. Okay, the parts of contact. But if you don't get that young blood, don't ask. It's basically like love life equation. It's not good. It's not a good series. It's bad. We see Cyberforce, who's another character that I don't know about these guys. If I don't care, it's okay. I don't know about. Oh yeah, we have this guy. I don't know who this is. Yeah, that's Omni-Man fighting. I know who these guys are. Oh yeah, I know him. That's Mad something. I forgot his name.
There are just so many characters in this and so many Invincibles. I'm like, this is awesome, but this is also pretty brutal, especially what happens with Eve in this episode. In her letter, I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, and it doesn't even stop there with Adam and Eve in this. I'm like, the last episode, I'm like, is y'all real, which we'll get to. Because I do have a lot to say.
And there was Rex's final stand, where he went out like a.
He went out like badass in the show.
Yeah, Rex.
He went.
At least it showed proper. They made it to be actual sequence and not something that happens along with everything else.
Yeah. Because in the actual comic version, I never did explore in the comics because they didn't care about them. But in the show, he made me cannibal explode. I can't wait. It was it with Shin Wei. Okay, if you don't know Shin Wei, active in the comic, but she had to do in the comic. Don't ask. He gets killed off. So I'm glad they changed it. I think to do Rex and Shin Wei a couple. I'm happy. That made me happy. Yeah, and
I will say. Rex for the first season, I was not really liking the character of Rex, but I kept watching through all 3 of these seasons, and this season they really did a lot to make me care about him. But he went out fighting. I'm like,
Yeah, he
and
went on a badass.
it was also pretty sad watching him go out the way he does. But I'm like, that at least he went out like a badass.
Yeah, he
And
went on like a hero. Yeah, it made me happy.
Mm.
He got God, that was brutal. Oh yeah, Savage John, he didn't appear on the show. With that's fine, white issues. Yep. One cameo again. Cookman tried to get something to appear on the show. Didn't happen. But yeah, what we got was fine. Yep. And honestly, my
Yeah.
improvements. Look, I would love to see Spawn at the end of the show. I would love to see Spawn. Because Spawn was one of my favorite characters.
They probably need to make up some XP for him, like they did with Spider-Man,
True.
or show him from behind as a very obscure reference, like how they did with Batman.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. But honestly, for what we got, oh yeah, they did change Spawn to Wolfman. When this month said I killed before I do it again, that actually more to Wolfman than to Spawn in the show. Yep. This month fights another guy, not him. He fights White Tiger, not Tiger. I forget his name. It was the guy with the guns and the blindfold, the Daredevil at the party.
mm-hmm.
But this is another character after he's gonna be on the show. It's fine. Tech he's gonna be really happy, and I think how this character pretty cool. I put these characters besides Savage Dragon. I don't know anything about him. I don't know about him. Oh no, I know him. That's the Darkness. Yep, I know him. He's fun on another comic and video game I played. Good game. Both games are good. I wish we could done the 3. And I just fucking never got to see with that game. There we go. Yep. But anyway, yeah, a lot of the other individuals get killed off, but some die. But they're like young, not young, but they all get killed. And then Mark said, I can't believe I need to be here for her. She needs me. Yep. Balloon is war kid. The world needs you. Yeah, you got every superhero on the planet at the helping. Yeah, they don't need me. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's hit the dialogue. Yep.
And you can see where Mark is coming from. Like he's trying to be there for Eve, but he also has to save a lot of people here.
Maybe I can decide on that one pictures.
Which does come back into play in the next episode where Eve says she has to be there for him. And
yeah, which is actually pretty cool. Yep.
Oh, it kind of shows
They
that
changed it. I mean, well,
some of them died way too easily, even when it comes to the Invincibles and
With to be fair, they weren't strong enough Invincible, so I would fall strong. These guys.
If you go with the Viltrumite Saiyan logic, the harder damage you take, the stronger you become, or more durable you become. And Mark has gone through some hardships that they probably didn't. Yeah.
Because they joined with their dad, so honestly, they didn't need to train. Like, you got a joke. Like, they just beat me. We're stronger than they all get killed. Like them. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, they changed Power Dragon to Oliver. I'm fine with that because that makes so much sense, and I'm fine with that. Well, I was talking to good about it. I'm gonna understand the Oliver. Cool. Yep. And then we get to day 3. We see all the Invincibles. Yep. We see Mark. Yep. This Mark. This guy. Him. And the guy that I played him before, and him. Oh, never see Mask Mark. He met with Oliver. Yep. He had all of them when he found him. I think. I don't remember yet. Yep. But anyway, to make a long story short. Oh yeah. We got Pablo. Yeah, Pablo got prison. Like what's your opinion of Pablo actually going to the Invincible?
Yeah, he got out, but He wasn't, but he was still in the next episode or at the end of the episode when the war was over and they were.
No.
cleaning
He's still at the end of the episode. We used to see him at the near the end of episode 7.
Mhm.
We used to see him kill Invincible. Yeah, he killed one of the Invincible. He's not in the comic in the show, you guys.
And with him breaking out of prison, I'm like, I said out loud, you will just not quit, will you, Powerplex?
Yeah.
You're responsible for what happened, and you still trying to pick a fight with Mark.
Yep. And then we see Levi to make his big entrance. Yep. I put him make an entrance. The world is going in, Invincible everything and destroyed. People here will always hate and fear him because of what you've done. No, it's disfigured him. I want to know what pain card they find going to meet. Yep. But the other video said, no, we're not working with you. Like, no, I killed him. I hear my father destroy this place before I can kill him. I'm happy to see it. They made the video a lot more complex because in this dialogue, they changed the dialogue to the sorry, I said one of the guys said, I miss William. I like that change. That change actually made the moment sense because they're really the same people. But they have different mindsets and different maybe at the
and different diverging points.
Yeah,
you could say that the first episode or the first issue of the show and the comic happened to every one of them, but there was at some point of the timeline there was a diverging point that sent them to become different.
Yeah, and I think we could get a lot more characters into them, and it makes you kind of feel bad for someone. No. But some of them I feel bad for. The guy that I miss William, I kind of feel bad for that Invincible. He's still a psycho, but it kind of makes you feel bad for these guys. Unfortunately, the end so get rid of these guys. He's like, I was frightened. They were telling me earlier how disappointing. Like, Engstrom, you're dead. Yeah. They can't hear you, idiot. That's so funny.
Yeah. Most of those guys will be dead eventually, with the Mohawk one of just the last one standing.
And him and the other guy that made seeing so much. Which John, when we get to see him later in the series, you see what he does, and it's very, very messed up. Yeah. But give me a long story short, we see all Invincible finally get Angstrom. I said, I knew it was you, and then they see fight again and Angstrom. And unlike the comic, we see him back up in the show, they have far more fast fight. I love it. And guys, what did be on the fight with the Angstrom and Invincible?
Yeah. That was brutal, but it was satisfying.
Yep.
That was satisfying.
Oh, so I think you can do it. Yeah, sure. Hang on. Yeah, like seeing at the Mark in general, I think I go again at the and so it's such an awesome fight. I love that fight because it's so cool. Like it's so bad as you see like Invincible and Mark fight each other. And the show expanded this fight. I love that. It made me happy because the comic didn't get really show the fight. So when we got it made me happy to see the fight. I think I'm expanded upon. Yep, and it's so cool. And then we always said, "Chum, just do it before you attempt to escape. Why you hesitate? Look what he's done." Yeah, like what are you waiting for? Yep. Like what's your idea of it being?
Hey, what up?
Yep.
I saw a funny Invincible meme where Invincible was fighting the bad guy at the end of episode 8 of season 3, and the guy says, "Let's go fight somewhere quiet." Then they're fighting in an empty theater for the new Snow White movie.
That's funny.
Yeah, old meme, but it can be repurposed for so many new reasons.
Yeah, and
Michael's right. Thrag is gonna be when
we'll get the flag later. I don't want to say about him, but you thought Benny's conquest is done. Long Flag is been a lot more stronger. He's more insane. Yep. Yeah, but I'm hoping you was always saying at the show, but he would end some again. I kind of understand where he's coming from because let's face it, Angel killed a lot of people. The guy deserves to die. Unfortunately, well, he escapes. Like,
Yeah.
mhm.
Eventually, Armstrong Levy comes to his senses, but way too late.
Yeah, way too late.
But
Yeah.
it's too late for him.
Yep. Like you give me
Unless
no
they rewrite it in the following seasons, to go differently.
And
That's what
actually,
I wanted as well. because
I
they-
got my grandma and grandpa interested in this show. Grandma's gonna watch more of this with me tonight, but she just found out Grandpa Terry went ahead of her. She's like, "You went ahead of me." He's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
funny.
good for you. Okay, and good for them.
That's funny. Yeah, like I would the children of the fight way more in the con version because it's all expand upon. And maybe so obviously I think like you'd always say and get anxious, I get the drones. It was so cool and fast and awesome. Yep. But the way the series actually is pretty brutal, like no, like he's passing on. That was so awesome. Yep. And
After Invincible, you know what superhero property I think would make a really badass movie they should do?
What?
Infamous. So the first game came out in 2009 on the PlayStation 3. It was a very popular game where, for those who don't know what it is, you basically play as a guy by the name of Coleman Raw.
I had the on PS3.
And like I said, you get these electricity powers in your hands, and it's a cool game because you get to decide if you want to play as a hero or an anti-hero and destroy the city. And the first game has a really good story to it.
Yeah.
I have a PS3.
They never ported those games for later consoles.
Which it should.
Yeah, I agree. For the first time, I beat the first game for the first time a couple days ago, and it was a really good game, and I'm now playing the second game. But with how popular they were, I don't understand why they can't just port them over to PS5. Yes, I know Sucker Punch is busy with Ghost of Tsushima too, but they should port these games over to PS5 for new players.
I agree.
And also do a full-blown remake of the first game, because as much as the first game is a fantastic game, but there is some dated aspects that they can improve upon, so they should remake the first game too for PS5.
Yeah, if Dead Space can get a good remake, then Infamous could get it too.
I did play the Dead Space remake, and that was pretty good.
That was way over that remake. But anyway, I find in my concern, I might have ever seen a movie. I don't trust Sony giving that track record with video games.
You know who I think would be a good give it to Paramount because they've been doing good with the Sonic movies, and you know who I think would be a good choice to do an Infamous movie.
Oh.
I would say Brian Taylor, the guy who directed Crank with Jason Statham, which was a good movie. I'd say have him direct one.
That could work. It's going to get the people who made the game and help with the script.
Hell, Cole McGrath was basically modeled after Jason Statham.
Oh yeah, he was. He what? I know it does.
Or modeled after, or they used Jason Statham as some kind of model for him. Obviously, now he's too old to play Cole, but
yeah, but
you still use the model of
and the character's like in his late 20s in the first game, so yeah, I'm not really sure who could play him now.
Yeah, I have no idea either. Second game, I think it's 30s, I think. I don't remember. It's been on
but back to the main topic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought the game was done. We'll see. But anyway, back to main topic. And some escapes, very brutally, like technicians. Like, you packed me up. The main. I think, and then we're going back. We're here about once. I'm like, you were trying to prove it then? But back in the show, that was like one of the we gotta get back, and no. Yep. And then it said this, like, what did you say? Like, probably your mate, Angel Levy. You gave it charity. We had a deal and you failed. You not get a second chance.
They look like crackhead Darth Vader.
That's the point.
Or maybe also that what was that gang early on in Cyberpunk 2077?
That's true.
The Maelstrom.
Maelstrom, yeah, those guys.
I heard Cyberpunk was really bad. I didn't play that game. I heard it was
the
really
game got
bad.
good. The game actually got good. They fixed it.
Yeah, it launched
like,
badly, but it's somewhat better now.
Yeah, it got
Depending
better.
on if you have a strong enough machine to play it on.
Or
Well, I have a PS3, PS4, and PS5, so I think I'm all good.
Well, you can get with PS5 is like complete. They fixed it. Yeah, the American are psychos. They're insane.
Yeah, but back to the main topic. Let's not escape.
But it does kind of sound pretty good. It depends. Like these guys are kind of sound, but they're more of a creepier. They get that kind of like where I think like Hellraiser, and these guys are voiced by Doug Bradley.
Yeah, they kind of do look like the Cenobites from Hellraiser.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right.
If I miss, hey, what's up, man?
You make the war stuff.
Oh man, did this be up on Invincible?
Well, no, the Invincible War. We were talking about the Invincible War.
Okay, so can you have to speed on this? Not just speed. How is it?
But again, yeah, up to 700 Invincible War stuff, and it's a long story. We won't do it again, but it. Very enjoying one of our heroes and enjoy I don't even know. And they beat Angstrom. Angstrom gets connivance with the technicians, and well, he gets captured, and now the world will burn itself.
Oh man.
It's
Okay.
done.
Okay.
But then for the final episode, we'll get the final episode. But episode 7, I love episode 7. It's a great episode, and it's my favorite episode of the entire season because they set a lot of stuff up. It's so cool. So I'm badass, and it's a very good story.
I have a question. How many episodes on season 3? How many episodes?
8.
Okay.
8
So-
episodes. I have the wiki open on my other monitor.
Okay. I'm just asking.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
the war ends with conquest.
Yeah, well, before the Power Pack shows up and goes after Mike.
Yeah, because one Invincible left, and
Like, you! I can't believe you showed your face after all the pain you got. How dare you? Like, oh, for God's sake. Oh, Power Pack.
yeah, I can see where he's coming from, but still.
That electricity guy reminds me of Cole
At the
from
same time-
Infamous.
Yeah, but he's almost psychotic.
Only
Same
psychotic.
time, yeah, same time.
Yeah, okay.
Same time, Powerplex. I'm like, shut up, Powerplex.
Right.
Right.
It wasn't Mark's fault. That was more Ancient's fault. Like,
True.
oh yeah, this didn't happen to show. This is another guy about Youngblood. Don't bother in the Youngblood comic not good at all with the bad story. Well, back to Love Live ruled that series, so it doesn't matter. But they changed to all the Mark doing it, and I feel like that changed. That changed far better. I like that change, and the far better change than the comic version. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, why would you have him? Why not after he's done? You stop. We're starting to take him down. Like, you got it. It's all his fault. It's all his fault. Like, oh my God. Like, Papa may have a point, but no, that wasn't his fault. That was Anton's fault. You're playing the wrong person.
Yeah, but his broken thought process can't broken way of thinking cannot process that.
Right.
So, yeah. And then we all when Mark had to go like he should. Well, Mark at the Pentagon meets with Eve and meets her parents, which I hate these. Oh, I hate them so much.
The mother's okay. It's more so the father that I don't like.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but it's
Yeah,
but it's like
I'll say
like,
the mom.
yeah.
The mom is tolerable, but just the damn dad. I just want to punch him in the face all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, and we do like to get reference to the At Least special with here like the other girl of the costume in U.S. Lucy was her name. Samantha and her played together when they were younger. Yeah, all this dialogue actually from the comic. That's from the show. Yeah. But she went out to college. She covered year older than Sam. She died. Oh, she went out fighting. and when she got dead, and a little girl died. I forget how the friend died. I don't think they explain that much. Like, do they? I don't know. Sorry, I didn't mean to be so morbid. I thought, Joe, I didn't mean to keep you. Yeah, that all the dialogue actually from the show to the comic. Well, the comic first and the show, and I'm glad that the dialogue is pretty cool. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The second stuff we don't get to see in the season 2 episode 8, which we'll see that for later.
Yeah, that's set up for the next season.
Yep.
If it's
But they make a long story. Mark basically finds a body. Yep. And well, Conquest shows up. This sets up episode 8, the finale. And this ends episode 7. Like, oh boy, Conquest.
He makes Nolan look like a pussy.
Yeah, maybe not that I call instruction you see on your live lost or just they thought it was not in the show, then they changed it into like all I want to do is hit something really hard. Yeah. And kind of very well. And then and that's how episode 7 ends. Yep.
Yeah. That's
Great episode. Great, basically midpoint to the season finale. I was so happy, and I'm very excited to see how it was. Wait, shut them. We'll get to see the finale. Shit. Like, I love episode 7. It's a great episode, my favorite episode entire season. But you thought episode 7 was crazy? Wrong.
Now we get into my favorite episode of this season.
Yeah,
fuck yes, I'm excited for season 4.
Oh my god!
Oh yes.
I wish I could have rewatched this episode.
Nice.
This finale, what a hell of a finale. It was brutal, badass, it was emotional, like, and also it was good. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is a good choice. I know some people said he's just doing the Negan thing again, but he has
I didn't even know that it was him until you said that. That was completely unrecognizable.
Yeah, they
I
don't.
knew
Maybe
it was him
Robert
because of his
Kirkland
voice.
made it be that so that it could be the
And
meta
plus,
level
he
version
really
of
has
Negan
a
as Glenn
thing
round 2.
with playing like pretty crazy deranged characters between this Watchmen and The Walking Dead, but this was a hell of a fight. You starting off with Invincible trying to take him down first, and then you have Kid Oliver trying to take him down. Then you have Eve trying to take him down, which we'll get to Kid Oliver and Eve as we talk about it.
But can I get the director? I love director. Like, why not necessarily be telling you about how the Voting Empire would turn this planet to utopia? To tell you you're a fool, to try and prevent it, that we will be helping the people you believe you're protecting right. I would not tell you such a thing. The truth is, I want to resist. I'm not here because I want to spread the Voting Empire. I'm not here because I really are card. I'm here because I enjoy this. Like, I love that dialogue. Like, the fact they brought it from the show.
Definitely straight out of the comic.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah. Like, you're getting there. Yeah. Don't be bad.
Yeah.
Like, get up. Like, I hungry for my pigeon blood. Well, I think that's what he said. Yep.
Man, this
my brutal. Yeah. I mean did find the show, but I think they changed it. That's pretty cool.
I'm like, for the first couple minutes of this fight, I was like, oh my god. I'm like,
yeah.
Like,
this is a brutal fight.
This is not going to be easy one to take down.
No. Like, you thought initial when they went psycho. No. Conquest take initial like, what?
Spider-Man would be fucked in this situation.
Yeah, like Predator take initiative, but amplify to extreme. One thing I did change is when Conquest made the heart with the blood. That was so brutal and very funny.
Yeah, I agree.
But also very sinister, like, oh shit, yep. And then he pointed out the money in the face, like, yep, enough games, yep. Right, all we trying to stop the Conquest. Okay, scratch it. But in the Conquest, pointing out the mark so hard to the city And then we see a Jurassic Park meme, Johnny. Oh no. Yep. And then we see a Jurassic Park meme dealing with the blood. And boom! The city gets ready to be blown up. Well, they don't show in the show, they show it, and we just see Arlo try to get the Congress. It doesn't go well. Is that right? Stop! Yep. Right. Listen to me. Just listen. Yep. Are you crazy? Yep. You gotta leave it to the surrender. Stop. Is there anything I want to quit? I'm gonna tell my word to you. Yeah. Come on. Let's keep on going. One time with John and kill everyone else. Because you're the 17 million these people beings you're going to love.
This guy's honestly kind of making Kratos look like a pussy.
Yeah. But
Robert Kirkman actually directed these last 2 episodes. So you can definitely tell he's being
self-adaptation.
He's being as loyal to this part of the comic as he can.
Yeah. Because honestly, Johnson, this entire fight was such a great fight. It's so brutal. Like, Mike tried everything. Like, oh yeah, they changed with almost get his spine up in half. Like, see actually the heart, your spine. Like, God, that's brutal. Like, he nearly split all in half. Like, literally, like so brutal. Like,
yeah.
Like, where's
then
the
Oliver comes in and tries to help his little big brother.
Yeah, it doesn't go well. Yeah, like where's the my heart? Until I see a bee in my hand, I'm not believe you have it. Show me your power. Show me your rage. I think the change that.
He showed the rage alright. He showed the rage alright.
You know what would be a funny Invincible meme to do that nobody's done yet?
What?
Have it be a meme where Omni-Man is fighting Invincible, but have it beat up Invincible, but Photoshop the poster of the Velma show over it.
That would be funny.
That would be funny.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, this fight does not go well much. It goes very, very brutal, and it's not pretty sure. Yeah, that happened with that.
Yeah, you'd be lucky to survive that.
Yep. Yeah, Eve wakes up.
And as that fight is going on, Eve, she is scared for Mark. She's like, I gotta go back out there.
Well, I'd be fucking scared in that situation.
Yeah.
You see her re-putting herself together, but not this part. You just see that her parents are worried about her, but she's
like, I don't give a shit if it's not healed. I'm going out.
Yep.
And she said, I'm coming, Mark, which I'm glad they kept that in.
Right. I agree.
Oh, yeah. They actually changed them and put Donald apparently said, put him in fighting that again. Yeah, they changed that for the other show, which I'm glad they did because that's not Omni-Man. That wouldn't make any sense. I'm glad they changed that for the other show because that wouldn't make any sense. Yep. But, God, this fight is brutal. Like, episode 8 is such a great finale. Because this was the fight we all waiting for. It was such an awesome fight. And you can tell Mark is not going well. Like, oh, yeah. This is the part we're talking about. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah, this is the part that scared the hell out. I'm like, don't you better not kill this kid. This is too much. Like he's trying to work his mouth. I'm like, stop. I'm like, stop it, Conquest. Stop it.
It's kind of weird looking at how you actually for those who have read the comics know that Oliver lives through this up to all the way to grow his own Viltrumite mustache.
And Sauron spawned Fire Breather Madman or any kind. Oh, that's the kid, Fire Breather. That's the Dragon Kid name. Think it, Mike. We're telling you that. I know what that. Yep. Yeah, I think I'm right. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Yeah, I don't come with fight. You ever give me hunt friends for war. I can't wait to fight a dinosaur. Yep. Well, not the Invincible War. It's more the other war after the war, which we'll say.
Do you feel your body starting to rip apart? It starts with your vertebrae separating. Then your muscle. And you just see that the kid, Oliver, he is just asking, calling for his brother. And Mark, this just pissed off Mark even more. I'm like, You don't mess with a man, his family, or his girlfriend.
Yeah, faster than anticipated. No matter, I'll eat your heart instead.
Damn.
And Mark was lucky to
I'm-
survive that.
Yeah,
Uh,
like
And then
God,
Cecil's like, Patrick. I'm like, what? What you mean, Patrick? Cecil, you better shut up.
yeah, that pretty much what? Like the kid there is body lifting ass. It does make.
mm.
So you can put it on in Conquest. I love something more in Conquest me happy. Yep. Yeah, we also see the rest of the family. We see Mike and Paul. Well, no, sit down. I fucked up.
You see,
Debbie,
Debbie and Paul. You see his friend. They all freaking out about him. They were sick about him. I'm like,
yeah. And we see Amy back there, like, get up and at the I don't care. I try if I get the entire, I can hold the man down with my force field. Do it. And then we see Conquest.
this part in this fight where they're just taking it to the oceans and see, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god! I'm like,
Yeah.
how
They can't-
the hell is these animators doing? How are they doing this?
Yeah, I can do it now, dude. But they came in the show. In the show itself, they don't show them when they're on a boat. No, they do something much more brutal.
Yeah, with everyone on the beach.
yeah.
I'm like, everybody at the beach. I'm like, get the hell out the way. Get the hell out the way. Start
Yeah.
running.
Yeah, take that, but multiply it by 1,000. But they do a lot more brutal than the ship. The ship is fine, but I like him to show because God Almighty, he's such a monster. This guy,
Yeah, he is a monster.
Yeah.
Now, this is my favorite part of this battle when Eve tries to take him down, and she's like, get away from me, you monster. And
Yeah,
then
but
she's
that
like,
anime-
I'll gladly. And then Mark is like, no, Samantha, get out of here.
Oh, that. Yeah,
And then she's just, which
And it was
I'm kind
going
of
great
glad they
until that
kinda-
point.
yeah.
It was. I was glad they put some dialogue in there where she uses sports pills and he's like, "You're making me tired," and then she says, "Yeah, I'm tired of your bullshit." I'm like,
Yeah, that was so cool.
Eve, she's standing on business. She stood her ground,
Yeah,
and
she's so badass. I love her.
yeah,
Like I said
this
before, she's
why she's my favorite character on the show. Besides Mark,
Same. I think I love Mark.
She tries-
Bugger.
she tries her hardest to just. If she almost had him, it's just that the moment where I'm like, where he just brutalizes her, and I'm like, oh my god! Now you really pissed off more.
Yeah, like Eve, no, yep. Eve, I can't do it without you. I can't go without you. Yep.
That is what really pisses him off. But
Yeah,
little does Mark know that she, which is why I love the hints, but which we'll get to it when we talk about Eve regenerating herself. But
Yeah.
this entire monologue.
Yep.
Damn, I'm like,
Yeah.
you just don't give up, Conquest.
Yep. From the bottom of my heart, I may not very often get to cut loose. I mean, we get to loose like I have here. Usually, there are some missing planners. Don't destroy it. Keep putting alive, but not here. Not with this. Plan for I don't really care why do we on. I would totally take control no matter what it takes to control the plan. So what you did to piss you off? Well, thank you.
They seriously compared this guy to Nappa.
Yeah, he's kind of Nappa from DVD. But unlike Nappa who died, okay, Nappa did die from Vizia. No one saw Conquest. Like, all I voted like they're scared in the show. Because in the comic, I don't think they explained about that backstory. They changed out the show. We're not very happy with that. Yeah. And then we see afterwards. I don't care how strong you are. I don't care how fast you are. I can see the future. You'll live tomorrow.
I loved what he said.
Yeah, he
I'm
doesn't
like,
live tomorrow because Mark essentially beats him up to months or so in the future where he eventually wakes up.
Damn.
Yeah,
okay, now Mark is really starting to get a lot more aggressive, and he realizes he's going to have to do what's necessary.
Yep. He destroyed his arm, literally. Yep.
God, that
Nowadays,
was just brutal. But at the same time, you should not threaten his brother or threaten his girlfriend. I'm
Yep.
like, what? You really pissed off this man, and then
Like,
biting
what
his
did you
own
expect was gonna happen, Conquest?
Yeah, sorry, please. Being way to make doesn't make you stronger. That's not how it works. Like,
You
damn.
don't stand a chance.
Yeah. Like, damn. Yep.
And this is the moment. It kind of gave me flashbacks to X-Men '97 with that finale where
I've
Jean.
heard that's a good show. I still need to check that out.
That's really awesome.
It is a great show.
Yep.
And then you just see Eve flying up, and then I'm like, it gave a mix of Phoenix and X-Men '97 and the moment in the Adam Eve special where she releases her full power.
Mhm.
It's so cool. Yeah,
And it shows how brutal she is and badass she
Okay,
is.
this is awesome. This show is amazing.
This down, make sure you're dead. Like, don't you touch it! Yeah, and then bam! Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, this had to do that. Get one enough fight with me, my boy. Yeah, I know you do more
And
than
then
that.
he fucking snapped his arm.
Yeah, very brutal. Yep. More than enough.
And I sat here watching this. I'm like,
Bam!
oh, I was just sitting there in shock, like, oh my fucking god. I'm like,
Is this still fun? Are you enjoying yourself? Having fun? Yeah, bam! Anthony! Yeah. I see the good with the bad. Yep. And bam! That.
I just said, oh my god.
Oh god, I can't imagine headbutting someone. I don't get how people can do that.
Yep. But
That's basically something that you don't think about when you're doing that. You're just doing it.
Yeah, right.
You don't think, just do.
Oh wait, there's one thing we gotta talk about. When Conquest said like all the votes might just scare me, like they fear me. Yeah, that's from the card from the show itself. And I'm glad they made that change. We can make Conquest and after 3 to kill because he's a murder. He's a psycho and sweet psycho, but everything more the way he voiced Conquest with that last speech is we said all the votes might just scare me, they fear me. So take it to your grave. That was brutal. I mean, I think like, oh no. Like I think freedom. I think I'm not gonna die. Yep. And Kira, I think was an awesome final moment for the episode. Well, not final moment yet because we see Margot to Eve. Yep. Eve, please. Yep. And how? Yep. You're alive. Yep. You too. Yep. Oh yeah, they can't wait for this. They thought I would say, am I thinking? Yeah, that's funny.
That was
funny.
But
Yeah, that's funny.
Fortunately, they both survived that, which I don't know how, but. And then y'all gonna wait till the last
going
minute to
back to
show
how
up. Cecil,
animation can make
y'all.
this work better because in live action,
There's no way possible
imagine
you
how
can make that work.
expensive that
You have
CGI.
that would be a lot expensive, but y'all asses, Cecil and them, y'all just wait to show up at the last minute. Y'all should have been there holding them down.
I don't think they would have been Congress. Congress would have destroyed all of them. Like they would have been dead. Like Congress. Yep. Okay, maybe a young boy can do it in the Congress version. Sad Vanderbilt can do it, but Robot Monster Girl, them no, they would be dead.
Congress
they would be fucked.
But it's a good thing. It was just more of a personal fight between Mark, Eve, and Oliver against him.
Mark, Eve, Oliver, everybody. Yep. Like they just started on the finale, but it's not only that. We said one more thing to call off.
Season 4 comes out next year. Fuck.
Well, that yes, but then also after the Congress fight, we see Mark talk to Eve, and I do love this moment too. I'm very happy. Yep. Apparently, I think I'm releasing the show in after 3 days. I don't remember. Yep. What happened?
I like the way they did this in the show. Like I said, I'm glad that we got to see Eve and Mark as a couple because they've been building that up since the first season, and I've been waiting for that.
I mean, having that too.
And I like this part. It kind of gives me a little bit of Jean Grey vibes, where she says where they gave her mental blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like
I
that,
agree with that.
Yeah, I can't even.
and it's a nice little reference to the Adam Eve special.
Yeah, we did that to be cool.
I still
mean,
have not yet seen that special, but I've seen the whole show, so I'll have to give that special a watch.
I highly recommend it because Anime Special is such a great special. It's a prequel, but it's such a sad, sad story.
But I've
Because
seen all 3
It is
seasons of the
devastating,
show, and
but
it's a
it
good
is
show.
great.
yeah, it's such a devastating story. In my opinion, one of the best stuff we had in an anime show. Like this show, in my opinion, beat your Funny Day with Spider-Man from a landslide. Like, look, your Funny Day with Spider-Man is a fun show, but I'm sorry, Invincible beat that show at actually like.
Yeah, and I haven't seen Your Friend in the Neighborhood Spider-Man, but I did hear John Avenger said it was good. But I've just been on the fence with it because I saw the marketing and I saw the animation, and I said I don't know about this.
Yeah.
And look, here's
I
the thing.
should probably make it.
I
My
still need to
brother
see the
gave me his
sequel. I
Disney
liked
Plus.
Into the Spider-Verse, but the main reason I didn't have an
Oh,
interest in the new Spider-Man
speaking
show,
of-
not only
oh,
because of the
um,
animation, but
One at a time.
I thought the whole idea of Spider-Man teaming up with the Green Goblin was stupid.
Yeah, that idea I'm not
Which
fan of.
I'm
To me,
fine
that's
with
why I
doing
don't want
something
to
a
see the
little
show.
different. It's just the marketing and the animation is kind of giving me a little hesitation.
Same here, but I mainly don't want to see it because I think Spider-Man teaming up with Green Goblin is dumb. Like, what are they gonna do next? Is there gonna be a Ninja Turtles movie where they team up with Shredder? Is that gonna happen next?
I don't think.
Yeah.
That's
So
sarcasm, folks.
We are never going to
But,
get the same
yeah,
heights as the
yeah,
90s
yeah,
Spider-Man.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
'cause-
Like I get for this show is fine. The finale was good, but honestly, I'm sorry. If they go beat this show
I'm
in the
sorry.
landslide,
This
It made more
show,
sense with Transformers 1 because that's a prequel movie. It made more sense with that.
yeah, this show is definitely one of the best superhero related things out there right
Yeah.
now.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's only gonna get better.
Indeed, like it beat the boys, and I like the boys at the end of the show. The comedy train wreck. The boy, sorry, not good.
I need to get caught up
Yep,
on the
as
boys. I've
Michael
seen the
says
first
down
2
there in
seasons.
the
The first
chat,
2
yeah.
Yeah, I
seasons are
really,
good.
I really
90s animated
like.
series, especially, in my opinion. The 90s
I like
I
the
animated
really
first
series.
2
like
seasons
The
of the boys. I
Boys.
heard season 4 was really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Season Boy, I like Season Boy.
Season 4 is not that bad. I think some people went a bit overboard with. I think some people really overdid it with some of the hate with season
Same.
4. It's not as good as the first 3 seasons, but it's still good nonetheless, and it gets you ready to see how the show is going to end.
Oh yeah,
I'll have to get caught up on that show.
I'm sure they're going to stick the landing with it.
Yeah.
And Genevieve's also pretty good though, even though it's sad. It's sad what happened to one of the actors because they have to redo it. But it's just.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm really enjoying this part of it, and that this moment with Eve and Mark is just at this point, Samantha really just wants to jump Mark's muscles. I'm like, okay, you really like him that much?
Right.
One of the last moments in the show, you just take him back to his house, use his powers, and then just I'm like, oh my God. But
Right.
I'm not mad at it. Hey, they deserve it. After they deserve it.
Even though I know it's been in development for a long time, I would like to see if they do it right. I would like to see a new Spawn movie. You know who I think would be a good Spawn since Jamie Foxx is probably retired?
Who?
I think Idris Elba would be a really good Spawn.
I think they still. I think they're still going to use Jamie Foxx. It's just they're trying to get the script right.
We don't know when it's coming out at this point. We're gonna move into.
can I ask you a question about
Yeah.
Okay, so but let's talk about because it's regarding the movie stuff.
Okay.
So okay, do everybody know what is CinemaCon? Because it's coming up.
I know what it is.
Okay, so it's coming on Monday, March 31st.
Okay.
And here's the thing. Can I see my screen for a sec?
Okay.
Okay, because I got the schedule for CinemaCon coming
Mhm.
up for March. Okay, so it's a thing. They all got panels
Oh.
on these dates for Sony, Lionsgate, WB, Universal, Amazon, Paramount, and Disney. So
No
Here's
one is
the-
going to take Lionsgate and Warner Bros. Seriously.
Yeah,
I
but
know.
Walmart kept fucking up this year. They keep losing money.
Yeah,
That's because
after
what day is
Borderlands, I
April
don't trust
1st?
Lionsgate with any comic book or video game properties after how bad they messed up with
okay,
Borderlands.
Oh, yeah, it's April 1st. Yeah. That is right. I
And
completely forgot.
April 1st is literally the April Fool's
April
Day. Anything they
Fool's
say
Day.
is taken as an April Fool's joke.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
here's the
gonna be a
thing.
problem. Because people
And look,
aren't gonna see it.
I like the video game Outlast, but I don't have faith in that movie since Lionsgate is doing it and they fucked up with Borderlands, so I don't have any faith in Outlast.
And our movie coming out? They know what this.
Outlast, yeah, they're making one right now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so okay, so here's the thing. CinemaCon is coming out this week. That's coming
Yeah.
up on March 31st.
That's Sony.
Spider-Verse 3 could be getting details about that. Because Spider-Verse 3
Mhm.
could
I don't think
happen.
we're gonna get anything with Beyond the Spider-Verse.
At this
I
point,
really
I'm
don't.
blowing hell.
But I'm hoping at least something.
Okay.
At least if anything, just give me a new release date at this point.
Agreed.
Like,
Because I'm really
Okay.
ready to see that movie.
Same.
if you pay attention to when the Insomniac Spider-Man game's out and the Spider-Verse movies, they come out around the same time. Well, Across the Spider-Verse came out about 5 years after Into the Spider-Verse. Assuming that the third game follows the same trend, at the earliest we could possibly see Beyond the Spider-Verse in 2028 at the earliest, if I had to guess.
Okay.
I don't think they're gonna wait that long to
They're not
announce
gonna wait that
Beyond the
long.
Spider-Verse
Okay, so
because
here's
a
the
lot of
thing.
people has been ready to see the conclusion of that
Yeah.
trilogy.
Or
Okay.
2027 at the earliest.
So question. What's this guy's name here? I can't find his name.
Cole Warner, but my YouTube channel is One Soul Pictures.
Cole Warner. I'd like to ask you this. Do you think we get an animation teaser test for Spider-Verse 3 and its first look at Gwen Stacy with all Gwen Stacy's into Spider-Verse scene for Spider-Verse 3? Because based on both
I guess
we might
it's
see different-
possible.
for the Spider-Man costumes. What about how Miles is to look like with his hair when his hair get cut. You know what I'm talking about, right? You're talking
Yeah.
about tibia, like
Mhm.
when Miles' hair get cut off in Spider-Verse 3. I want to go work in animation stuff because
We'll probably gotta wait to see how you're going from about that.
because here's the thing. I'm saying right now, there's is possibility that we can use as Sony's upcoming new Marvel deal for
yeah.
Disney, Marvel, and Sony. So if we were to get Spider-Verse 3 in the uptitle rebooted Sony Jason universe that's in development after you know I'm talking about TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
whole Sony rebooting the universe after the Sony
At the
first.
Craving Bombs.
Yeah, but they're probably confirmed that as well. It's probably announced as well at CinemaCon on Monday as well at night. So yeah.
I'm sorry, but no, that's the last thing I want you to do. Just
Same.
leave the Sony Spider-Man universe alone.
Yeah,
Focus
yeah,
on
I have.
Spider-Verse.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking
Focus on-
about it, I have
focus
to
on-
agree.
Focus on Beyond the Spider-Verse. Focus on a potential live-action Miles Morales, and focus on the Spider-Woman spinoff they're going to be doing in the Spider-Verse franchise after
look-
Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
I
No.
would not be against doing Miles in live action, but first let's see the Spider-Verse trilogy conclude first.
Yeah.
Yes,
And-
I want to see if they stick the landing because I really do hope they do. Because if you stick that landing, you could have another one of the greatest trilogies out there.
And
Yeah.
I do have a question about that. How long is the animation taking for this film?
Go ahead and just
Because
see how fun it's gonna be like. Yeah, let's see how fun
They can't you can't rush the
rush the
animation because animation takes time. So
I know, but now there are two things I'm worried about for this week is Paramount and because Transformers 1, the sequel.
You
You know,
mean that
talking
we have
about
gone for it because reasons?
yeah, we're supposed to get a sequel on that.
We were, but the movie didn't do well, so we're not gonna get that sequel.
So Paramount
because of
is
the
on April
marketing and
3rd.
because a lot of people they looked at the animation and they said no, we're not
It's
going
sad.
to
The
watch
movie's
that.
good. I saw it in theater. It was a great movie. Well, Pete, what do you
I'll
think?
have to check it out. I heard the movie was good. The trailer sucked, but I've seen great movies with terrible trailers, so I'll have to check it out.
Yeah,
Now
Well,
who's
Pete,
the
what do you
fan?
think?
but as far as CinemaCon, I'm just gonna see what happens when it comes.
Same
Same here.
And we're supposed to get a new trailer
it's
for
Saturday.
the new Superman. So
Yeah, I'm
But-
looking forward to the second one. I liked the first
I am
one.
hoping with Paramount they do give us a few announcements on Sonic 4.
Oh, also
And bad news,
TWT.
people. It was announced Sony is doing a live action Zelda movie coming out in 2027. Here's my main concern about it. Not only because Sony's involved, but RV Arad is producing it.
Well,
I'll say this: as long as the good thing is you have the CEO of Nintendo involved, so that's
Hopefully that doesn't ruin it.
anyways, yeah. But
honestly,
this-
we've been off topic long
yeah,
enough.
I'm so sorry.
No,
but,
it's okay, Najee.
Hey, they
Okay.
just revealed who plays Jor-El in the Superman movie.
Who?
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, I can see
Okay.
it.
I can see it.
But this was a nice moment
Or so
to
they
see
actually are
them
claiming
both
on a couple of
recover and
tweets. I'm looking up and
Cecil. And you thought that Debbie lost her son. I'm like, that was a great moment. I really like they changed from the comics.
Yeah, I'm
as
glad
well.
to change too. Like,
Yeah, I'm
Seeing
okay with that change
seeing
too.
these comic panels makes me want to read these comics.
Yeah. The show version changed Debbie to go to Invincible first, and I'm like, Sam, I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm upset. Let's go, Paul. They changed that to the show, and I may have to change it from the show because in the comic version, again, they don't give a lot more character development until later. So I'm glad to show. Yeah, but anyway, long story short, Invincible goes to Billy conquers his body. He's dead. Yeah, burn it. Yep.
He lied. He lied through his teeth.
Yeah.
This funeral of Rex, that was a beautiful funeral.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And Adam Eve couldn't even say the words. I'm like, it's
the animation is kind of
and the robot
sad.
says he will now take over as the name of Rex. I'm like, this was a beautiful funeral. I'm like, it's a good send off to the character of Rex.
Agreed.
Because honestly, Rex Explorer in the comic didn't get it, but this version far better because again, Roman character development.
Rex was kind of a dick, but he was a funny dick.
Yeah, he was a funny dick.
Yeah, he was a funny man. Funny person.
And he grew out of that phase as a dick.
But but Eve's dad was just a dick. He wasn't a funny dick.
Yeah, he was an asshole.
Exactly. Complete asshole.
Like if you're gonna make someone an asshole, at least make them funny.
Yeah, we can do it. Yep. Sorry,
I'm sorry. I thought it lost you.
And think how you're here, okay? I can't help it.
I did like how they did that moment. And like,
agreed.
They're both
and then straight into.
Yeah, and then we see this. With
I don't know what that is supposed to mean, but I think we'll kind of hint to that.
I think I know what it is.
What's going on?
It's another story with her being pregnant, which that's gonna be interesting. We get that story.
Ooh, that's gonna be an interesting
that?
part, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Of
bring
course,
everyone
they
up.
just like being under each other again, which I'm happy for them. Not really gonna complain about it. If I was in Invincible
Uh,
shoes, I pretty much do the same thing.
Same,
uh,
same here.
so
Yeah, Second, see right not long now. That's at the scene 4. We see
This
Enfield and
credit
Norman.
scene has me pretty interested. I'm like, because I say out loud, tell me, is this what season 4 is gonna be? Then I'm like, we're about to be some deep shit now.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Oh, yeah.
cool. And then we see at the Cedo with Conquest, with he sits and said, like, I know you're not always very concerned with my opinion, but Cedo, I have to admit, bringing him here, constructing a dummy out of his body to convince him that he's dead, I really don't feel good about this at all. And Cedo said, what the worry about? His body is carrying a 400-ton block of solid tempered steel. He's unmanned station 6 mile world Earth service. There's so much with it, this place explodes. He's not going away. And as soon as he has had healed enough for him to regain consciousness, he's going to tell me everything about the Nobody Vote Empire and the fight.
He looks like a fucking crybaby hanging up there.
And then he's, what's there to worry about? Oh, you're gonna see if he comes back.
Yeah, I
Because he'll
think that's
probably
not
be
going to
getting
go
killed.
well.
He's gonna wake up. I remember the issue where he just wake up and he left me alive.
Yeah, like, no, and he push out. Like,
He just burst
that's
out in
gonna be
his head.
brutal.
I'm guessing. Again, I haven't read the comics, but does he just does his head just like jump out of it? Then he like hops
It's more
on
like
his
that he
head?
was just he wakes up at the head of the wall and just he left me alive, and then he just basically his body is still intact behind the wall. He breaks free like he would break from any kind of thing. That's not a strong restraint.
Yeah, it's not. It's very, very, very. Even when they explode, he escapes.
The right thing that if they wanted
You know what? To
to
make
use
sure he's
him,
dead,
they should have turned him into a
shot him in
reanimator.
the head afterwards.
Boys won't look at him. Boys
Oh
won't
wait,
look
should
at
no,
have
you're
been turned
right.
into a
I don't know
they should
what
have
the hell I
just-
was thinking.
Yeah.
Cecil should have just brought D.A. Sinclair and said, turn him into a reanimator. That would have saved a lot of lives in the future.
Yeah, that would. Wait, would that even work?
Well, at the very least, in the eye, at least.
Well, obviously, because they turned it, the other marks that the evil Invincibles also have been turned into reanimator.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, to make the long story, the scene end with Mark and Timothy. I'm sorry I came to check up on you. I don't mean to be so distant. It's just something going on. E-power, they might not be working right. How so? Try to make something that doesn't work. I don't really know. Yeah, the dialogue is not in the show. They kind of cut this stuff in time, which makes sense. I'm fine with that. Yep.
Same here.
To make a long story about everything, I was care about it all over. You may not take it away, but that monster got sent in the end. Sorry, Mark. I'm sorry for everything that happened. Like, I scolded you. I yelled at you. I thought I know better. I thought you were misguided. I was wrong. You were right the whole time. I've learned my lesson. Someone tried to hurt my family. Someone I love did not villain, or they're putting a lot of danger of who's going to. Sorry, but someone
And
is.
then,
They'll keep coming at me until they finally succeed. I will
and
have to
then
do
he
this.
says, "I will kill it." This is the part where Mark is finally accepting what it is like.
Yeah.
And if they try to come after him or Adam Eve or his family, he will kill them, and that's where it ends. And I'm like,
Yeah.
all
Basically, how he
through
said,
the
like,
seasons,
nothing
they've really been knocking it out of the park. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
if they keep this up by the time they get to the final season of this series, wow.
Yeah. I'm
It-
very
it's go-
interested
and-
after next season. Oh, yeah. They set the next season 4, which we'll get in that future.
I do have a question.
I'm hoping in season 4 we get to see more of them.
Yeah, with
Again,
Aquaman.
I agree with that.
That'd be cute.
Okay, I have a question about something about Invincible. About it's
Okay.
me trying to scratch my head if Amazon were to do this. A
Okay.
live action adaptation but faithful to write the comics.
Again, I don't think that can work because there's no way they're gonna make this work. It's not gonna end
Because
well.
I mean, I guess it depends on what route they take with it if they do it right. But
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
should
it
because they've been
really
knocking the
depends
show out the
on the
park so
route
far.
you take.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been knocking it out the park with the show
Because
so
we're doing
far.
Voltron. Voltron's gonna be coming out. Voltron's giving us on Hawaii Bats Louise, so that's a different story about that. With him and Cavill.
Also,
Oh,
I need to get caught up on the
There's
boys.
actually one more thing we forgot to talk about.
Okay.
All right.
It's from this. Damien Darkblood.
Damien Dark.
He was in
Ah,
before. Yep.
that's gonna be an interesting part. Damien Darkblood. I'm like, we have not seen him since season 1.
Yeah. Like according to this, it's like one or two in the comic, but Damien Darkblood became a far more important character in season 1, where he played no more season 2, season 3, but now indicating a big part of season 4.
He wasn't in it long, but he was a great character.
Yeah, she apparently the post credit scene sets up basically another demon. It's Josh another demon, but Bruce Campbell. Oh, Bruce Campbell is that demon? That's cool. I didn't know about this guy.
Yeah.
Yep. He said he had mean to restore the eternal form with a silver a drop of great power. Dark Boy tells the demon lord that his black and hard will be brought to your service when he kindly sent to hell. Yep. This sets up better the storyline that Kirkman wanted to do. Kirkman wanted to do the story, he never got a chance. He said, I actually plan on doing Black and the Invincible with going to Hell storyline because it seemed like most every long-running superhero title had a hero going to Hell storyline. But while I decided against it, maybe someday though. Which is actually happening in season 4.
Yep.
Which I'm really happy with that because Kirkman never got him to do the story. I'm happy to see you getting the story in season 4 because this story I have no idea. I don't know what this is, but I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, I've been wanting that character to return as well.
Well, Pika, what's your opinion?
Oh, yeah, it was pretty weird considering how Cecil essentially sent him away for maybe while knowing that Nolan did kill or maybe suspected that Nolan did kill them, that they would have probably knew that it was the same thing, but just sending him away was kind of weird in that sense. So getting some closer to that with the show that he was right, and
yeah, like
And I thought it
I
was
think
cool.
much revenge against Cecil because after he got sent to hell, he probably wants revenge. Or maybe he wanted to use Invincible for himself. There's no answer. But having Invincible fight the devil in season 4, that's gonna be cool.
Oh hell yes!
I can't wait. Yep. I'm very excited about that. It's gonna be bad and awesome. Yep. In fact, my favorite, man, I think that's my most favorite episode I've already seen for. But the bonus, I'm so excited. I'm excited about myself, but I'm more excited about the hell stuff because that's not a great idea. Like that's the best and awesome. I can't wait. But no, I love the season. It was a great season. Yeah.
Great season, the best so far.
Yes, you're doing with. Yep, indeed. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And besides,
Sorry, continue. Yep. Go. Oh shit. Go. Damn it. Something's wrong. Well, Pika, what's your opinion? You seen it the whole.
pretty good. I would have maybe had some better opinion to speak out if I was able to rewatch the entire season and not just half of it.
all right, sorry about that. A phone call fucked up my phone, but
That's okay.
But besides Infamous, you know what other video game I think would make it a badass movie if they do it right?
What?
The 2006 PlayStation 3 game Resistance: Fall of Man.
Yeah.
And I've not yet played Resistance 2 and 3, but the first game was awesome. It's like a sci-fi action first-person shooter where you have to kill aliens on Earth. I would like to see Chad Stahelski, who did the John Wick movies, direct an adaptation of that. But do it for Paramount.
If Paramount actually doesn't mess it up, because I don't trust them, but we'll see.
Wait,
well,
what
Paramount
happened?
has a consistent output with the Sonic movie, so I would trust Paramount with that more.
Okay, I do have a question.
Okay.
Two things about Paramount's future I'm worried about.
What?
Those are merged with Skydance Media, right?
You mean Kirkman Company? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
So-
no, wait, that's not Kirkman Company. That's another company. Skybound is.
No, I mean Skydance New Media. It's Skydance.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry,
Who,
I got that mixed
who
up.
made that Avengers game or made that
Yeah.
new you know what I'm talking about, because we didn't know about that Paramount merged with Skydance Media. They're gonna be merging together as one. So that's coming up I think it's coming up this year. Of the heard about this year. So also I want to ask you a question, Cole. That's a good
Yeah, I'm
question.
here.
That's a good question. What's your thoughts if Paramount were be announcing Transformers 1 sequel or Transformers for G.I. Joe live action film?
I'm a little mixed on that idea. On one hand, if they do it right, it could be a good spinoff, but there have been many crappy spinoff movies before, so I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I'm
Now,
50-50 on it.
now, here's the
I'm
thing.
fine with.
Steve Last Walden. That film, I can't wait for it.
Yeah, we're sure about that. Well,
I'm
John,
curious about it.
Yeah. Why are you curious about it?
I'm fine with a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover, but you will not be seeing the sequel to Transformers 1 because the movie didn't do well.
But it's sad because the movie was good. It deserved to make money down to the bottom.
Like I said, if they fix up the animation, people wouldn't have complained
Well,
so
it's not
much.
that
but
they made a
I
bottom.
guess
I mean, it's not really the animation that turned me off. It was more so the trailers and like the designs of the Transformers that kind of turned me off from it.
that's the thing that pissed off people, and which
Yeah,
they're
it's more
retaliating not to go see it.
so. But yeah, the movie itself,
But-
they go almost brutal in that movie way more than the trailer itself because it goes with dark territory.
I will definitely have to give that a watch because one of my favorite movie reviewers, Rambo Ralph for Life, he likes the movie and he wasn't expecting to like it, so I'll have to definitely check it out.
Yeah. I heard that here's the thing about Paramount's showcase for, I can't forget what day it is, but Paramount showcase on April this
We
week.
don't need to talk about that. That's not relevant.
There's not really.
Hey, if we're not going to talk about the Invincible
Yeah.
anymore,
Sorry,
Okay.
Nico.
Sorry.
Yeah, we should really medicine to play lap.
Yeah.
Sorry, Peter.
I'm gonna go to sleep already. It's past midnight over here already.
Oh,
we're
shit.
still waiting for the entire season.
Pretty good. Let's go
Yeah.
with it's pretty good. I need to rewatch watch the whole season before I could give a better rating, but it was good enough to make me want to rewatch it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Where we find you?
You can find me on my channel named pretty much like this. I just today, or since it's Saturday on my yesterday, I was able to hit 400 subscribers.
Congratulations.
Nice.
I have a song.
Congratulations.
I decided to make a song cover as a subscriber special video. That's probably I'm gonna do that over the weekend, and then on Sunday I'm gonna start streaming Death Stranding.
Nice.
I heard that's a good game.
Yeah, I'll get
game is
to
crazy.
stream that. And I also had the Night of the Owls video game out now on Friday.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, now you have to comment. Yeah.
So if you haven't, so those who don't know, check out that video and the other stuff. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider that. See you on my Death Stranding stream. I'm gonna go to sleep now.
All right. See you, man.
See
May
you.
your heart be guiding key.
Yep. See ya.
And also, after Insomniac is done with Spider-Man 3, I hope they not only do they remaster the Resistance trilogy for PS5, I hope they make a new game in that series.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Okay,
Anyway,
so
back to Invincible. Yeah.
Yeah.
But after me, we'll talk to Richard and see the whole.
Overall, as someone who has not read any of these comics of Invincible, I would say So far, all 3 seasons plus the special has been consistent. So this is my favorite season of the show so far.
I agree. This show is fucking
I still have
fantastic.
to release my non-spoiler thoughts on it, even though it is uploaded. I just have not made it public. I'll say the animation is great, the action is good, the story arcs here very good. Finally got to see Mark and Eve become a thing. The finale was brutal. My God, I'm still thinking about it after experiencing it for myself. Voice acting is great. Just this is a perfect season, and this is Spider-Verse worthy season. So I really do love this season.
Yeah, this whole show has been excellent. If I had to, it's an excellent show. If I had to rank all the seasons, 1 is 3, 2 is 1, and then last is 3. But they're all great seasons.
I agree with that. Matthew, what's your opinion?
Oh, it's amazing. I haven't read the comics yet, but it's really good. I'm excited for season 4.
I agree with that.
Oh,
I feel the Dixon for season 4. Honestly, besides the guy for the comic, I don't know what one was. I don't think it is I want. One thing I want is to see what I care from Tella. Who Tella? She okay. Better than any kind of comic spoilers. But we usually manga you guys do get a million in the future, and we're going to see a title from them. And I do hope that that's strong. I want to see that because I love that creator. And we just be here in the future, that'd be pretty cool. But actually, I'm predicting for the season 4. Besides just from that Silver Tail, I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm pretty excited. I can't wait. Well, John, what's your particular scene for?
I don't really have much to say about season 4. Again, I haven't read any of the comics. I'm just excited to see what they're gonna do with it.
Same here.
And we'll take it from there. Take it from there with the 4th season.
Yeah, should we give our ratings?
I'd give season 3 a 10 out of 10. Perfect season.
Nice.
I'm gonna give this season a Spider-Verse seal of approval.
Nice. Yep. Natty.
I'll give it a excellent job.
Nice. Yep. After me, John, my final thought. I love this season. It's a great show. I love this series. I love the comic. I love the show. I may have the show as a complete success. Thank God. Because after the Spider-Man show on Unity, I knew something to make me happy, and thank God the show came out with vengeance. It came up with a bright reveal. That finale was awesome. I'm very excited for 4. I can't wait. As for winning, I'll do the show every day. 5 perfection. A+. Is a fan Invincible? Watch the show. A fan of the video, watch the video. Great on finale. Josh, where'd you go? Anyway.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep. The little girl on the finale. I'm very excited for the future. I can't wait. I'm really sad. I'm really can't wait. Okay, you have a next. And I love the show. Oh, let me finish something. I'll be there. Yeah, Joey had to go. Yeah, I love this finale. I love this finale. I love the series. I'm excited for the future. And I can't wait to see you have a next.
Bye.
Any who
I'm sorry.
As everybody seen the discussion. Please comment what you guys been on discussion. Do I do it? What's the favorite narrative moment? What's the favorite period? Oh, where'd you go?
He's gone.
Damn it. Yep.
Oh man.
Natty guy, where we find you?
Oh yeah, find me at Nudge Tech Pro on YouTube because I'll be doing a video. Hopefully, watching the future with you, Tivia, for a thing we talked about. Remember?
Oh yeah, these
this week
stuff.
This week coming up because I'm putting it. So I had to eat dinner, so I have to go. But I'll catch up with that on you on Sunday for the whole schedule plan. Okay, for Monday, right?
Okay.
Take care, man.
All right. Thank you for joining for me to see the discussion. Please comment channel and then next discussion on Sunday. Thank you for joining me, and thank you, George. Thank you, Then people join me, and take care. See ya. Bye.